Hey y'all, welcome to Girl Meets Green. My name's Norma, your host or whatever. As you can see, we are unfortunately here to talk about Married at First Sight, season 17. Not unfortunately. I am like having fun reviewing. I do like that 3 of you enjoy these videos. But oh, it just drags. It just drags. That's all. I'm going to start with Orion and Lauren. They were in, I think, episode 11. They were like in the month anniversary dinner and some like get together they did before that dinner. Why? They chose to get divorced. Let them go. It's like Michael all over again. Like, please. Why are they here? Married at First Sight. They decided to get divorced early. Going about your life. Why are we still here? Which I understand why, guys. It's 3 couples. They're trying to make sure there's content, right? You got to make sure there's content. So they're there doing the whole awkward. Lauren is like petty Betty with reason, right? With reason. Well deserved. Orion is acting like he don't know why the marriage ended, or like it was mutual, or like it wasn't literally him who ended it. Like, sir, come on. Yeah, so Orion just won't accept that he sucks. And I don't really know what more we can say about that, you know? He's like talking to his friends, and his friends like, oh, what do your mom and sister think of this? Oh, they're just upset that I didn't get the experience the way it's supposed to be, whatever. He didn't tell them the full story. That much was clear. Although, I don't know. Apparently there's been comments or things around of people who know them and saying that they enable his behavior. I don't know if that's true. Allegedly, okay? So there's that. But anyways, yeah, he's acting like he had no parts in this. She's crying to him about how he said she failed the marriage, and she never said that about him. And first of all, you're not gonna have me on TV looking dumb. I don't care if I'm faking it. I don't care if no, I'm not gonna act like I'm sweating you that hard, even if I am. But at least not in your face. But I feel like for Lauren, I almost kind of like feel like, okay, so then tell him he failed, because he did, right? And she's like not telling him that to spare his feelings, but he doesn't care to say it to you. So like, what feelings are you what are you sparing feelings for? You know? And so what she's getting at when she says that is like, you actually failed the marriage. You left. But you don't see me telling you failed, but you're telling me I failed because of a mistake I made that I've repeatedly apologized for and did the work to do better. Babes. But anywho, I feel like I've said my piece about them in not the last video, but the one where they were in. Moving on to Michael. He's now being matched with someone named Chloe. Yes, he's back. The experts are matching him. His friends didn't want him to do it, but are supportive of him. But yeah, so he's been matched with Chloe, conservative minimalist Chloe. And then we have Michael, who is neither of those things. Gucci Michael. Okay, skirt wearing Michael. Nothing wrong with how he styles himself. Honestly, personally, I like it when men don't worry about what appears masculine or what, you know, like painting nails. I think that's kind of cool. I've seen a few guys that like, I don't think like, ooh, that's feminine. I'm like, oh, that was a cool design choice for their nails, you know, like, so I think that's dope when you don't care and you're like, I'm just out here to express myself. So cool, do you? Problem is, if you have been matched to somebody who doesn't think that way, I don't know how that's gonna work, you know? Now, I'm interested to see if that like ends them or like what happens there. Honestly, I think both people were desperate and they were like, perfect. They'll work. They'll fight to make this work because they're desperate. And I don't know that I necessarily mean desperate in a bad way, but just like they both really badly wanted marriage. There we go. Maybe that's better. They both really badly wanted marriage, so they believe that these 2 people will work hard to make it work. That's just not how that works, but we'll see. That's all we have on them so far, because of course, as slow moving as this show is, we've had 2 episodes. Well, yeah, because we found out at the end of the last one that he's being matched again. And still nothing. All we got was her looking for a dress. Now we've got Austin and Becca, okay? And to sum it up, they beefing about religion. Kids too, but they don't want to admit that yet, okay? She's like, you could tell that she's kind of like, if she wants kids, it's later. Probably not more than 1, maybe 2. And he wants like a big old, you know, white picket fence family, okay? But anyways, back to the religion thing, okay? Episode 11, they're talking to Pastor Cal. Becca's crying because Austin says she's going to hell and she can't believe that he thinks of her that way, blah, blah, blah. So Pastor Cal asks Austin, like, why, what's going on? And he goes, you know, in my religion, we believe that if you do not accept Jesus Christ, you're going to hell. So that That's where I'm at. Pastor Cal, okay? Pastor Cal is like, that's not right. Like, so like these terrible people, if they accept Jesus, they're going. Is that what you're saying? And he's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. Pastor Cal, that's not what he's saying. It's like everybody is denying this man's religion, denouncing this man's religion, telling this man he's wrong about his religion, just so that he'll stay with this person and continue on. That is not how that works. Obviously, he is saying that is a part of going to heaven, is accepting Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, accepting that God is real, like accepting that religion is a part of it. And if you don't have both parts, right, like that being a good Christian, believing that Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior, you're going to hell. That's what he believes. You can't tell him he's wrong for his beliefs if that is his religion. Also, Becca, agnostic Becca, if you don't believe, I'm getting upset. Not upset, but like irritated. If you don't believe in any religions, why does that affect you so much? Like, and I get that she's saying like, oh, that means he thinks I'm a bad person because bad people go to hell, right? That's what everybody thinks of when they think of people going to hell. He made it clear why he thinks you're going to hell. Because you have not accepted Jesus Christ. Not because you're a bad person. Not because he thinks you're a bad person. Because you have not accepted Jesus Christ. So, like, I get where she went with the feelings. But, like, it doesn't make sense because he made it very clear why. And it's not what you were thinking. Or what's making you feel bad. So, it makes no sense to me. Also, she's agnostic. She believes any religion could be the one. They're having this huge debate about, she's like, I have to remain agnostic. But then she did a Jewish tradition at her wedding. And I'm like, what is, like, I don't understand. I don't. Then she's like, oh yeah, we could christen our fish. What is happening right now? And you know what's happening? I'm going to tell you what's happening. My brain just went 3 different places at once. But nobody is helping them ask each other the right question. In that meeting with Pastor Cal, why didn't he ask the right questions? Why didn't he say, Austin, like, what is it about it that's holding you back? Is it that she might not want your kids to learn that? Is it that you want her to play an active role in religion with you, with your children, in your lives? What's going on? And Becca, what does that look like to you? You're agnostic, and you're the type, because she says she's the type of agnostic who believes any of them could be true. We don't know which one, and it's interesting and exciting to know that one of them could be right? Sounds to me like she'd be fairly accepting of things. She'd be fairly willing to help facilitate, participate, right? So Becca, what does that look like for you? Are you willing to dive into that religion? Are you willing to go to church with Austin and your kids if he asks you? How like much of a role do you guys want this to play in your lives? Because that's the thing too with religion is people like to be like, oh, religion's a really big deal. It can be. But like if you're a person, so I believe in God, but I'm not like devout Christian, church every Sunday, Bible study every Wednesday. Like I'm not 100% dedicated to the faith, to the religion of it all. And so for me to be like, religion is so important, you have to be a Christian, would make 0 sense because in my everyday life, that's not what it is. Do I want someone who also believes in the Lord and wants to be a good person? Yes. But that's as far as it needs to go for me. I don't need to be like, you must be Christian. You must be this, right? Because it's like, it's like a core piece, but it's not like a everyday life thing. And then for me, like I said, it's just important to me that the person believes in the Lord because I want my kids to believe in the Lord, right? And I can't have somebody in my household being like, not true, kids. Like that just doesn't work. And so that's where I am with them because nobody has asked the right questions. And if they have, they're not showing us that, okay? Because why haven't they talked about, like, Becca, would you be willing to go to church with him if that's what he wants? Or do the both of you want to teach your kids both of your sides and let your kids decide, right? Or is Austin, does that sound crazy to you? And you're like, no, I want my kids to be Christian. Like, these are the questions and the discussions anybody had that they won't have, and I don't understand why. Then you have Pastor Cal, once again, denouncing in his religion and trying to be like, that's not right, that's not true, just to keep them together. Like, your Pastor Cal, I'm so confused. Thoroughly confused. Then we have her friend, I believe, is who he's talking to, who's Catholic. Because that's another thing that she was like, you have to do it soon. He was saying he was going to talk to people of different religions to try to get a wider view, whatever. and talking to her Catholic friend, and and he asks about like her not believing in the Lord and what that means for her and what he believes that means for her. And the friend's like, well, I don't know, because to me, Becca embodies everything that Christ wants, and Catholic, and loving God is, and stop. Once again, like, trying to be like, yeah, you're wrong, because like, you really feel comfortable saying that someone like her would go to hell? Well, yes, if part of it is accepting Jesus Christ and she doesn't, and that's what he believes, and that's what he believes. What, like, if that's what his religion is, stop telling him that's not right. Like, it just, that's where I'm at, is like, can we ask the right questions so we can get to the bottom of it, right? Because it's that simple. If you guys can agree to some sort of compromise that works for you both, then you stay together. If you can't, then you break apart, and he goes and finds a Christian woman, and she goes and finds an agnostic man. I am not understanding why we're like tiptoeing around the conversations, but I think it's just that they don't want them to separate. So they're like, we're just gonna walk around it. We're gonna keep trying to convince them that it's not important, and then they don't need to talk about it, and they will stay together till the end of the show, hopefully. In episode 12, they do like a photo shoot. She like surprises him with one of his friends and their kids. The pictures are really cute. He did really well taking the pictures. She was so amazing with the kids. Such beautiful pics. I want some. We need to take some. We need to take some. We need to start taking professional pictures. That's my goal this year, is like more pictures, more family pictures, more everything. Okay. More fun, more life, more love. So that's that. And yeah, then they get fished as some sort of like testing parental response. I don't know, like a step in that direction. And that's when she's like, oh, we could christen our fish. At the month anniversary dinner, Cameron is like, on 3, let's say what we want, right? And then like 1, 2, 3. And he's like, divorce, just separate. So they've decided to separate. I giggled a little bit at the end of episode 11. I do feel for Cameron. I'm not trying to be insensitive to like how much that must be unfortunate when like you were ready to make it work and that person just wasn't there with you. But I was cracking up because when the memory box thing, they get there and they see it with like their wedding pictures and the memories and stuff, and he's like, oh wow, this makes me so happy again, like this just brings it all back. And she's like, if only she knew like how hard it would be. Oh, if only she knew it would turn out like this. So he's reminiscing in a place of like wanting it to work, and she's like, if only old me knew how like crazy this would be, how like this would not work, like that's where she's at. And so I just giggled a little at how differently they were reacting. I don't know, but anywho, we move on to episode 12, where, man, it really made me sad, because like I was okay with Cameron till now, right? I was like, he's cool, he's chill, he likes her and she just didn't like him, and that just is what it is. And then he goes and blames her for his heart condition he's developed. Child, sir, man, why would you do that? That's so rude. That is so rude to blame her for that. How crazy is that, right? He has some sort of heart condition he needs a procedure for, and he's like, did the situation with Claire exacerbate it? Possibly. Was that accent any good? It's crazy. It's crazy. He's trying to say, oh, this situation might have caused it. Like, that's so mean. Meanwhile, she's crying, feeling guilty, just broken. And of course, the experts are giving different weird advice. I don't know. It's not bad advice. It's just, I don't know, strange. But yeah, they basically tell her, like, be there for him, like, lend him your support system, because, he doesn't have many family and friends there and all that. So she's doing that, and she's like, maybe that's why I was placed in his life, which I could kind of see. If he's able to like get past how things went and like value their friendship, then I could see that being like, oh, this is why God brought us together, so that you could have some sort of system in your life. I don't know how that would work when you guys get new partners, but for now, I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's wonderful and nice. But that's them. I don't know. I think Claire just didn't want him romantically. I think that she started off like, okay, let me just keep going and maybe the feelings will develop, right? The whole arranged marriage turning into love thing. And when that didn't happen for her, she was like, well, now it's too late and I'm going to look like the a-hole if I leave. So she like really was fighting it, to the point where Cameron kind of went from, I like this person and I'm just waiting for them to meet me there, to like, okay, like enough of that. Make your choice, right? So it is unfortunate that that's the route Claire chose. But yeah, I just don't think she was romantically there, and he was. I don't understand why she kept saying, like, I just don't feel like he's into me. I don't feel like he's into me. When he made it clear to her, like, you made it clear that there's, like, boundaries there, right? And then she tried to, like, backtrack and be like, no, there's not. And he's like, no. Until you, like, make what you want clear, I'm not crossing boundaries that I've like low-key been told not to cross, you know? So it's like, you know, he likes you just don't like him. Last but definitely absolutely not least, because baby, the whole time I was like, Emily, run. Emily, run. Emily, blink twice if you need help. Emily, what's going on here? What is going through your head? Because Brandon needs therapy, okay? The therapist was right. He was pissed when they said that to him. That moment with the therapist in 11, like when he got mad about the whole therapy, when he was getting defensive and he was like, this is my wife. Like, oh, I'm trying to talk to her. And she's like, I'm trying to get her actual answer. And he's trying to like be the go-between. I don't know, weird stuff. That made me look at the conversation with her friends at that party very differently. Because watching it, you're like, girl, y'all are in wigs. Chill out. Like, why y'all pressing him? Just have fun. Like, you can make these conversations lighthearted. But then I was like, you know, after seeing the whole thing with the therapist and her saying he needed therapy and how he reacted to it, I think that her friends probably did start off from a loving place of trying to talk to him and kind of be like, yeah, like, this is what she needs. Like, and feels like she's not getting or anything. And he just got defensive and started like bam, bam, bamming them. And then they turned into what we're watching. Does that make sense? That's what I believe happened, but I could be wrong. Hey, Emily's friends, if you're out there, let us know. He's just like, he needs to deal with his emotions. He's got clearly a lot of like trauma or like negative shit going on with his emotions because he cannot express them no matter how hard he tries. This man does not want to be with her, but I think he's just like, my family doesn't get divorced. So I honestly, at this point, I think he's trying to be as shitty as he can be to get her to leave, and she just won't. Because she keeps saying that she knows he's better than that. She sees him in there. What are we missing? There must be so much footage they are not showing. Because what are we missing? What sweetness, kindness is she seeing in this man? What better than this is she seeing in this man? Because we don't see it. We don't. We can't see it. We can't. Moving on to episode 12, they do this like hot tub little jar thing. They're asking each other questions. He wants to answer none of the questions no matter what. Emily is even trying to like lighten the mood. Like she says, what did she say? What's something you quit on? And I think she said like quitting on my dream to be Britney Spears or like something really silly and funny. And he kind of smirks, but then he like still is giving nothing. And it's like, dude, she gave you an in. She lightened up the mood. You could have been like, oh yeah, true. I wanted to be a NASCAR driver. So like, I definitely gave up on that dream because I'm terrified of driving fast or whatever, you know, like whatever little anecdote. He was just like, and then was like, it's hot. I want to get out of here. And she's like, you're gonna be fine. You were in here for 2 hours the other day. And he tries to say that like all the talking and how like deep these questions were is more tiring than just sitting. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Is what I was thinking that entire time. Like, sir, please stop. She's like, suck it up. He's all pissed off that she said suck it up. And it's like, oh my God, the drama. At one point, she's like, okay, let's get up before you melt. And he's like, oh, like, you know. Well, when she says suck it up, he's like, you don't do that. And then she's like, let's get up so you don't melt. He's like, really? That's it. And it's like, dude, she is trying to joke with you. Like, can you just joke with her? Hee hee ha ha. That's all I have on Married at First Sight for now. I'm hoping to get my mama's like internet cable login to see if I can go in to watch the little, what is it called? The after parties or whatever. Because at least from what I'm seeing, it looks like they get on there to talk about each episode afterwards. And I want the tea, okay? I've heard some things here and there, but we'll see. I don't know. If I do get to watch them all, I'll definitely make a video on them because they seem way more interesting than the episodes anyways. And I think they're like somewhat in real time, maybe? Like the video if you enjoyed. Comment your matched couples. Do you agree with my matched couples? Let me know. Subscribe for more content like this, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!